it's rarely have more than 4 people.
Yeah. And it's serious because this month the platform is free. So
Oh yeah,
I hope more people. I I expected to see more people here.
sure.
That's not problem.
Hmm.
So I start the live on YouTube. So do you know how the things occurs here? And today we are going to talk about self-confidence with maturity. So can you see the questions on the chat?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So, well, let me introduce myself again. I know that you know me, but I will try to think in in something different to tell to you. So, as you know, my name is Gabriele, but you can call me Gabi. I'm 32 years old. Uh, next December, I will complete 33 years old. I was born in a city in the south of Rio Grande do Sul called Pelotas. It's a famous city because it's a famous city because the traditional sugars, not traditional candies, can you imagine? And in this period, there is a festival about these candies in my city called Fenadoce. And I saw some images, I saw some videos about this festival, and I missed to participate in this festival because it's so amazing and it's so good with a lot of candies, traditional candies,
Hmm.
and all these candies is based on uh, Portuguese recipes. It's inspired in the Portuguese recipe. So, but 3 years ago, I moved to Rio de Janeiro. So now I live in this beautiful city, and I'm working here as an entrepreneur. So I'm a science entrepreneur. I have a startup, and
Oh yeah.
in this company, we are doing innovative ingredients for the plant-based market. And when I'm not working, stay at home watching movies and series, reality shows, or just hang out with my friends and my boyfriend. I really like to go out in several places here, especially in places that are like parks and some fairs, like handmade things or food fairs. And one thing that I started to do here is to go to watch soccer. Oh, and because my boyfriend is Botafoguense, and I started to go with him, and I really like to see football at the stadium. All right, so I prefer to do it while I uh, see it at home, for example. And I really like to do exercise to move my body. So I really like to go to the gym, do yoga, run. Last Monday, not Monday, yeah, last Sunday, I completed a competition and I run 5 kilometers for a long time that I didn't do it because I have a problem with my how to say knees. I have a problem with my knees, and now I recovered and I try to run again. And yeah, I think that's all about me. And how about you, Ricardo?
Well, I live at São Vicente, is a small city of São Paulo State, South Coast. São Vicente is the first city of Brazil, I'm married. I have a daughter. Uh, I have two cats. Uh, well, uh, well, São Vicente is South Coast, so in this case, there are beaches near from my house. So normally I used to walk on the beach sometimes, and the I love watching movies, TV shows, and series, and the uh, hang out with my friends, family, sometimes parties, barbecues. I love dancing too. It's not so common, but sometimes I go to the some nightclub. Uh, particular want to have uh, revivals from my around 80 or 90s age. Uh, I believe that's it.
What about the names of your cats?
Quindim and Pudim.
Oh, that's so nice. I follow a girl on Instagram that has a cat called Pudim, and I think it's so nice. I
Yeah.
intend to adopt one, but um, I live in a small space, so I'm a little bit worried about to adopt a cat, and it has a small space to live in. So I'm think carefully about it, but I really like cats and dogs, and I miss to have one with me because I grow up with animals around me. Like I always have a cat in my mom's house or a dog, and nowadays I miss to have one. So let's to move on to question number two. Ricardo, what is the relationship between self-confidence and maturity, in your opinion?
Well, certainly there are some kind of connection uh, because the most part of the time when the person became grow up, became older, actually, uh, the maturity is more reachable. Sometimes there are cases where the people uh, are old but not so mature. But yeah, it's common when the people became older, became more mature too. So sometimes I believe that is when this kind of situation don't occur. Uh, I believe that is an exception, not a rule. So clearly, when the people became older, this kind of situation occurs. That's it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Ricardo. And I think when we are um, when we are a child and we are an adult, teenager, and then an adult, we accumulate a lot of experiences, and this accumulation of experiences made us more confident about things in life because probably we lead with a lot of problems, we lead with a lot of situation or difficult situations, and we really we pass through, don't care about small things that in the past are big ones to us. So I remember that when I was teenager, I had um, a lot of thoughts about my appearance related to my hair or my body or my um, I forgot to say altura. but things related to my appearance, you know. And
Yeah.
nowadays, I really don't care about it. I, of course, I take care of my body and my appearance, but it's not a priority, you know, because a lot of things showed me that it's not an importance, it's not a priority to us. We have a we need to we need not we need, but we have other things in life that are more are how to say are important to us, and this is definitely it's not a, a point that I need to worry about, you know. And when we talk about confidence related to work or related to the person that we are, I think when we are when we get older, all the things are more easy to lead it, you know. It's like I think it's because we pass through situations similar then. At the first time, it could be difficult to us, but we pass a lot of times for this difficult situation, and then it becomes easy to to pass through, you know. And this made us more confident about situations in life. I think it's like that.
Yeah.
And how does self-confidence typically change from adolescence to adulthood? What do you think about it?
Well, I don't know. Uh, I believe that this kind of situation is part of process. Né? When you suddenly uh, you are a child for 11 years, né? And the suddenly your body changed, and the connection between you and the world changed too, and the change very fast. You became sometimes you became adult for some people, you know, because there are some persons uh, they are 12 or 13 and the is tall. They are tall and the well normally it's possible to notice the face is different, is more younger, but yeah, some people could make a mistake in the uh, don't when you look at you became a taller person in the normally you could treat like the adult, né? Or give more responsibilities in the other stuffs, né? Is common. So, but for these persons, né? Teenagers, né? It's not so easy because suddenly you start uh, looking a different body in the hair, uh, not hair. I'm not sure how is different hair and the pelos, né? Around your body and the suddenly some teenagers don't is used to don't like it to see because the most part of the time during for 10 years, I don't know, a little more, your body is different. It, so in this case, our brain is used to this condition. And suddenly, in the a couple of years, a lot of situations change. And the I'm not sure, but it's so common. You'll find uh, teenagers don't have good self-confidence. I believe that is
It's like
the
a
most
shock
got
because, yeah, it's like a a a, a shock, like we see a lot of difference in the
Hmm.
body in a short time.
Yeah.
But in adulthood, the difference, because we are getting older, it's uh, it's not so quick, and we have time to accept
Hmm.
it and to understand that it's the part of the process.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So it's you uh was born like a child, so a baby, and is you don't have what when you pass from this stage, babe to child, you don't have much cons conscience about it, and you pass for this the phase a lot of time, and suddenly you became a, an adult. When you talk about your body, you sound like an adult. So it's normal. The people started to receive a lot of responsibilities, and normally you became afraid about it. And so in this case, it's common the self-confidence don't follow the same stage. And I don't know, maybe when you reach around 80 years or 20 years old, you pass a lot of time in the same stage until, I don't know, 50 years old or around that. So in this case, is better. It's a little better, I believe, when you uh, change your uh, adult phase, your for another phase is when you became older. That's it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ricardo. About the self-confidence, see, we can talk about it related to appearance. I think when we are um, teenager, it's more difficult to accept the changes that are occurring in our bodies, and because it's the first time that we see the difference with with a sense of perception that they are occurring, right? And it's different when we are a baby and we are start to walk. We don't have the perception that these things are happen. And when we are a teenager, we see the difference in our body. We have a lot of transformations, intern and extern,
Mm-hmm.
and all these things occur simultaneously, and it's difficult to accept and to understand. It's a difficult phase.
Sure.
And when we become an adult, it's easy to understand the difference, because it's not a it's not a thing that are that made in our body a big transformation. For example, when we see a blank hair, or when we see some I, I don't know how to say rugas, but when we see these
What word?
traits,
Which word?
rugas, rugas,
Ah, rugas. Okay. I'm not
yeah,
sure. True.
yeah, I don't remember the word in English.
I believe that's the wrinkles, but I'm not sure.
Wrinkles. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
could be.
wrinkles. When we see it we see it in a long period of life. It's like in 10 years, 20, 14, 15 years. These things are appearing slowly, and we can accept it. For example, my when I remember me 10 years ago, I I know that I'm a person that can um, pass through 1 month without any exercise. It's okay for me, and I can work a lot until night, and nothing happens with my body. I can take 5 drinks and nobody, not nobody, nothing happens to me. Nowadays, when I when I take when I take one drink, for example, the next year it's terrible. The next year, not the next day, it's terrible for me. I have probably I have a headache, or my body is like a mess. And if I pass 1 month without any exercise, I have a lot of my body hurts. It's like that. So this type of things is totally different nowadays than my my version my version of 10 years how to say it, younger. But it's a change that started a little bit each year, and it's different when we are a teenager. The change is so fast, and we don't have time to assimilate all the things. But all of this is just relating to appearance and the body and the our external, the external things. But when we talk about internal feelings, like have confidence with your work, have confidence the person that who you are, and confidence that how to handle our relationships. I think when we get older, the things are more easy to read it because we pass through for any situation that made us more confident. You know, like I remember that when I start my graduation, I felt like a confident person, and nowadays I know that I can do a lot of things that most of people can do it. And of course that I have a lot of uh, uncertainty, and sometimes I feel unconfident, but I know that it's more than it's like my mind trying to tell me that I'm not good, but it's not the real thing. So I think when we like I hope that when we have 50 years old, these type of things don't matter to us. It's like, oh, okay, I know that I'm good to do something, and I know that I'm really a good person, and I don't need to prove to the other people. And like, because until to get this age, we pass through a lot of things that prove to us that we are good, or that we are a good person, or we are good to work, we are good in a lot of stuff in life. And maybe when we are younger, then we don't have this experience that prove to us that we are good, all right? And all these things make our self confidence. I think it's like that.
Mm, yeah.
So let's move on to the question number 4. What life experience contributes to most increasing self-confidence as we mature? It's like what we are talking about, but we can discuss more. Ricardo, what do you think that about life experience that contributes to
Well,
increase self-confidence?
normally when they talk about kids, né, all of the kids are beautiful, and normally the authors don't tell the truth. Uh, well, but for the hand, some is common. The people is not uh, beautiful, but is charming. Is different. I don't know. Sometimes is kid is always uh, beautiful gestures or other stuffs. Né? And suddenly the people don't tell anymore about it. And sometimes when I became older, uh, this kind of situation is not so important. Eh, the others qualities. Well, I could be exactly beautiful. Beauty is not exactly a quality, but when they became older, the people give more emphasis in another's uh, things like intelligence and I don't know, when a person is a hard working. In the other situations, let the let the things easier to accept some conditions in your body, né? And the about the responsibilities too. So sometimes it's a big monster. Wow, this kind of situation is so hard. It's necessary uh, so knowledge and the other stuffs. And this suddenly the people became more conscient, more tranquil about, well, we have time. uh, For example, when we talk about jobs, for example, uh, normally the people work for 40 years nowadays. In the past is a little, in the past, when we talk about registers workers, the people started to work when uh, they are they were 14 years old. It's in the after some while it's not possible anymore nowadays. For the other hand, the Brazilians became older, so the expectative is around 78 years. I'm not sure, but I believe that. So the government changed the retirement target for 60 years old. So in this case, the people is common nowadays just study until the college. Yeah, there are a lot of people start working uh, earlier, but it's common that people started to work around 20 years. So 20 years old. And so in this case, you have 4 years until you are retired at the least. So in this case, I believe that it's possible to study, it's possible to have more graduations and the receive more knowledge and experience and try to reach better jobs in the future. So, or sometimes you accept some condition. And the yeah, it's hard yet. It's hard. It's this process could be harder, and a lot of people don't receive well until even adults. But I believe that's a little better when you became an adult. And the sometimes you don't know very well all the details. And when you became an adult, this kind of situation hurt you yet, but I believe that you could see more clearly and check, oh, it's not so, this monster is not so big. It's big, but not so big as I thought in the past. So maybe it could be one of the reasons that became the people became more tranquil. For the other hand, the number of the people have some kind of disease or some kind of disturb about your our feelings is increased a lot. So, and the number of the pills and the medicines about it is, well, Brazil is one of the count biggest number of the medicines from this uh, field, emotional feelings and the other stuff. So, well, sometimes it's necessary therapy, exercise, go to the gym or doesn't matter. It's better when you like, né? because you could choose one of the both situations. You work out, uh, let your body healthier. For the other hand, you receive some kind of pleasure too, because, well, for some people, not me, like, for example, like to run. Uh, in the sometimes I know some people that wake up 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym. I can't believe, but I I never uh, uh, do some kind of situation because I hate do exercise. So yeah, I go. I usually go to every day, almost every day, sometimes 4 or 5 days by week normally. But well, sometimes for me it's always harder go to the gym in the well. But one of the situations about you be an adult, yeah, you some things you could choose, but others situations you have to do. Uh, it's not exactly a choice. For example, drink water or go to the gym and do exercises is not an option. Your our body needs to. Uh, it's a necessity for your body. So in this case, you have to accept. Well, it's harder. I don't like, but you have to go. Like water, walk like drink water, or yeah, the people
You
usually
mentioned that.
love eat good, eat food, but when talk about drink water, not so much. But that's
Yeah.
it.
You mentioned a lot of things relating to life experience. For example, I think self knowledge is one of the the one of the events that we experience in life that made us more confident. So, um, as you mentioned before about our feelings and when if you have some insecurities or maybe things that are considered disease like an anxious and some other disturbs that are related to our lifestyle. And when you know it, when we when we really know about us, what as as more information that as more information that we have about us, and when we look to inside to us, we discover a lot of things about the person that who we are, and we can understand more the way that we live, the way that we act when we have some situation in life. And this self knowledge helps to us to be more confident in several situations in life. For example, when we have I don't know, let me think about an example. Um, maybe a job interview. Maybe in a job interview that we are what we have in a, we are when we have a job interview, we are in a situation that people are not judging but are evaluating you. So when we really know about the person that you are and about your feelings, we can lead with the situation in a better way. And other thing that I consider that contributes to our self confidence is to face the things that we are worried about. When we are exposed to things that are not comfortable to us or things that are not uh, easy to us. for example, I'm a person that has, I'm afraid um, to, I'm afraid to, how to say, uh, altura. I'm afraid to stay in places that are so high, or in a place that I perceive that I can be in the danger, that I can follow, that I can fall because it's so high. It's like that. But I recognize that when I'm exposed to it, it's like it's like an exercise to understand the place and to understand that this situation is not so worried that I thought before. And as more I exposed to it, I became more confident to pass through it. It's like in English when we are studying not just English but any language. When you expose to it, to become more confident because you pass through the situation more several times, and it become more easy to handle. So this event to stay exposed to things that are not so comfortable to you at the first place, at the first sign, you can, if you repeat it, you became more confident about to pass through. And another example that I think that made us more confident, and when we practice some exports, I think it's sports is so important, especially for kids. And if you start an export as a kid and continues it to doing as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
I think sports um, teach us a lot of things about confidence and a lot of all several things in life, competition and responsibility, and how to work together for to achieve a goal. A lot of things, but I think self confidence. I think sports, it's a way to construct the confidence inside to us.
True.
Unfortunately, I don't. I didn't have an export when I was a child, and I just discovered it when I became an adult. But I think it's important to to have one, or to develop, to 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 construct this habit to have an export, because I think it contributes to us to become more confident. And of course, when we pass through a difficult situation in life, maybe when we have a I don't know, uh, when someone that you really love, you lost this person, or when we have a disease, or in the family of you, or things that are so difficult to handle. When you pass through it, I think it, it the positive way to see it is to is how to become more strong after it. And of course that it contributes to the self confidence and to confidence to have to lead with difficult situations in life. And
Okay.
Ricardo, the question number 5 is about a thing that you mentioned at the beginning of this immersion, but maybe you can bring more ideas to it. The question is, can
Mm-hmm.
self-confidence decrease with age? If so, what factors might cause this?
Well, first of all, the men, uh, what's mean? Uh, you have to. It, it's hard when we talk about factors because yeah, sometimes you could observe twins. eh, They was born from the same mother, and they uh, work care about the same parents, the same education, the same friends, same school, and suddenly you they became adults completely different each other. For example, one of them love radical sports, for example, and the other want to think about uh, a, a dangerous situation. Well, so in this case, yeah, there are some factors more common. Uh, and the well, for example, w- when we talk about humans, they they share experience, share information, friendships. This kind of human contact is normally the most part of the time are so important. In the, for example, there are some exceptions. For example, uh, this person eremit, né? For example, uh, this kind of person live in the middle of the forest, for example, completely alone. Uh, so, for the hand, this person don't have to face some kind of problems. For the other hand, yeah, this person don't, for example, improve abilities like uh, this this kind of situation. For example, leadership people and the this kind of um, feelings and the abilities to. Uh, so yeah, one part of our uh, yeah, the other people have the rights to be any kind of person. So, sometimes you became a teenagers in the well. Normally, when you are a kid, it's common. The kids doesn't matter if you is a girl or a boy. They play together. It's common. In the yeah, there are some people you have more things in common. I don't know. You became a closer friend from one of the person, but it's common. The classroom is almost completely together each other. Uh, It's you know the name of the all of the students in the classroom. So and you I don't know when you became teenagers, the groups became more separated each other. In the yeah, part of this thing is well, another person don't like me. Yeah, sometimes of course and the both sides, you don't like a specific person, don't like it became a little stronger. Could be, well, you don't connect so well because I'm not sure. Sometimes a person is completely different from you and you became a close friend, but it's more common one of the people is more similar, uh, the characteristics, the personality, etc., and you became uh, a close friend from this person is more common. But one of the reasons is you have to accept this condition. Yeah, another person have the right. Yeah, I don't like you, or I don't like to become uh, keep in touch a lot of time with you because I prefer others persons or other stuff. I don't know, read a book or in the thing in the other situations. Well, one is common. Doesn't matter about the age or about the January, it's common. So yeah, this kind of situation, accept, is one of the keys to have a better life. Uh, for example, accept you, well, I don't have much money. I I try, I study more, I work more. Maybe in the future I became I maybe not richer, but maybe have more money to have a better conditions in my life, or about my appearance, or about other stuffs. Yeah, I'm not sure the reason uh, the us be here on this planet, but well, some philosophy or religions people tell about it, explain, give some reasons, but it's not possible to prove. It's not exactly a lab, where you could put some ingredients. Oh, you could see, I mix this product with another, and this suddenly it's possible to receive a result. Oh, that's the reason clearly, practically. So in this case, not possible. So, but one of the reasons sound like, for me, sound like one of the reasons has became improve ourselves, became a better person, help each other, some kind of situations sound like the reason of the people be is here on this planet. So, well, sometimes this could help you to have a happier life. That's it.
I totally agree with you, Ricardo. And I think I don't know. I maybe I can repeat myself, but I think uh, all the main thing that made that construct our confidence is related to the experience and the situations and the phases that we pass through in life. So maybe in a period in life we feel a little bit confident because we we are in a phase in life that are not so good, or when we have a lot of problems to solve it and we don't know how to start to solve it. And I think this the, these situations um cause unconfidence in life, in ourselves, but as you mentioned that before, when we when we have the sense to improve ourselves uh, every day, it's like a mission in life. I think we can lead better with these situations that cause confidence in us. So it's like that we continue to improve ourselves, maybe things related to work, maybe things related to inner feelings, how to be a better person for the world. And all these things together help us to be more confident. Unfortunately, we don't have time to continue this discussion, but I'd like to ask you the last question. That is, what is your perception of self-confidence as you get older?
Uh, well, I'm not sure, but maybe could be like, as I told you, accept some situations, uh, and the but mainly uh, see more clearly the most important things in our lives, that are money is so important, in the other stuffs, but there are some parts of our life is much more important, in the acception in the give more emphasis in the best part of your lives. That's it.
Good one. In my opinion, I think my self-confidence is improving as I get older,
Oh yeah.
but I I know that when we are living, we discover a lot of situations and a lot of versions of ourselves that we didn't know before. And when we when I have a new situation in my life that I consider difficult to pass through, uh, one thing that I try to keep in mind is that when I at the end of the situation, or when I solved the situation, when I passed through the situation, I became more strong and I became more confident about the other things similar to it that I can face through in the future. So when I maintain it in my mind, it it helped me to maintain my self confidence and to construct it. And in part of that you mentioned, accept the things that are part of the rule. It's a part of the game of life,
Mhm.
and it's a part of the things. So you need to accept and to continue the life. It's like that. Ricardo, I put on the chat the survey about this immersion, so you can put a note from 1 to 10, put some comments to improve this moment, and to maintain this immersion good
Sure.
to us. And so I would like to thank you to stay with me this morning. So thank you a lot. I hope
Thank
to
you.
have a good week, a good rest of the week, and I hope to see you again in the next week. Okay?
Okay. Have a wonderful
So
day and week. Bye bye.